Hey folks, happy 2020. It's time for TWiP Pro Photo Critique number 95. This is TWiP. Hey folks, welcome back and Happy New Year. It's time for another TWiP Pro Photo Critique. This is critique number 95. Today's topic, or this week's topic, was celebration. I'm here with my good buddy and partner in crime, Mr. Troy Miller, to talk about these celebratory photos. Yep. Troy Miller, man, first of all, Happy New Year. And second of all, was your New Year good? I know that you had a good New Year because you were in the member mixer and all that stuff. So I know it's gonna. But tell the world, how was Troy Miller and the Miller family's holiday season?
It was good. It was good. There was very little drinking, very little partying. We hung out and we played cards and we sat around. It was very relaxing. It was good. We actually about 4 a.m. we went, hey, it's the new year.
Yeah, that's awesome. So low key, right? Yeah.
Very low key. Yeah, it was very low key. Yeah,
so I have to ask you, so we are in California, you say no drinking, but you suspiciously left out smoking because that's legal here now, as it is in Illinois. So I'm just saying. Did you know that first of the year, marijuana is now legal in Illinois? It's crazy. I did not know that. Yes. So interesting. And they're supposed to be letting all the I don't know what the technical term for it is, but the people that got incarcerated for having small amounts of weed on them, they're letting them out of jail. So this is what I hear. We'll see if it happens. So interesting times we live in. Did you have a chance to look at the photos in the critique category?
I did. We had some good responses. I think, I wish we would have had more responses, but it's the holidays and people are busy. And so, I think that's cool, but we do have some really good images in here. I have a favorite. I think we talked about it. We have the very similar favorite right off the bat. We have a mutual favorite. Yes. We won't reveal that right away, but yeah.
Yeah. And let me draw a circle around this as well. So Troy Miller is, like me, on a continual evolutionary path with regard to your audio video setup. You made some refinements, right? So
I did.
Tell the world what you've changed, because your video and your audio sound better. So, or look and sound better. So what did you do?
I got a brand new microphone. So that's nice. It's a Shure SM7B.
Yep.
The Santa brought me that. And along with the cabling and the interface. And so I've moved the monitors around. I've put the camera in a brand new location. I've got new lights sort of organized and stuff. So so I'm ready for 2020 and all the new content that I want to create, and getting ready for F64 Live in September. So
that's cool. Well, you guys have a landing page set up for that yet, so people can pre-sign up?
We have a landing page that you can go to, and you can give us your email, and then you can be in. So it's f64live.com. It's going to be September 12th and 13th. It's going to be in St. Anna. It's old town St. Anna. It's a beautiful location. So I'm very excited about that. It's going to be over 2 days, and lots of food, entertainment, hanging out, socializing. A lot of photography is going to be happening. So I'm very excited. Big step from last 2 years.
That's cool. All right. So September 13th, that was my mom's birthday. So maybe I'll come down there and have hang out with you guys and celebrate it. So.
Yep. Cool. Yep. There's lots of cool stuff down there.
Cool. All right. Are you ready to dive into this week's?
I am. Yep.
All right. Let's do that. All right. So I got TWiP Pro up on the screen. This may be one of the last few times that you'll see TWiP Pro in this iteration, because as you know, the redesign is almost ready for us to break a glass of champagne over the bow and push it out. So we're almost ready for that. Who do we have? So the first one up is our friend, Mr. Steven Scharf. Steven, by the way, has graciously offered to help me tune in the suspension on my new electric motorcycle.
No, good idea.
Yes. So I'm going to take him up on that, because he knows a thing or two or three or four about motorsports and motorcycles and all that cool stuff, which I don't, admittedly. All right. So this first one is from Steven. What are your thoughts? What do you think?
I dig it. I mean, one of the things I love about Steven's work, and it's so relevant in here, and it's obvious to me, is the intention of, where things are cropped and the horizontal line, like of the stage, is horizontal. Not clipping off the guy on the right, not clipping off the logo of the car on the left, keeping the Formula One car at the top, and then I love the balance of the guys at the bottom. I do wish that I could see the celebration a little bit more of, and I don't know race car drivers, but, seeing him kissing his award and things. Yeah. I think maybe that could be done with some dodging and burning, maybe bring up the image a little bit, vignette the outside ever so slightly, just to tease her eyes to the center.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I see. I mean, there's multiple shots in here, and Stephen Scharf is a master of the decisive moment, right? So one of the shots I see in here that I, like you said, that I'd love to see just solo, if he had enough resolution, or if at the time he had the gear to get it, is just a close-up of that guy kissing the trophy with the confetti coming down around him. I don't care too much about those other people, just the guy kissing the trophy, or maybe even if it's cropped with the Verizon IndyCar series in there with the guy kissing the trophy, or maybe even the IndyCar in the background, and the guy, just so that this tells that story. This one is more of a story about. There's a lot of words. There's a lot of text in here. Our eyes want to go straight to the text. So I want to read Verizon IndyCar series, and I'm reading 2016 champion. Then I'm reading it on the right, and I see text on the fin of the IndyCar in the background. And there's some obscured by the crowd, or the group standing on the right. I just want to see that guy. I want to see his emotion and the confetti, because that tells the whole story right there.
Right. Yeah, but I think that's also a positive to this image, right? Is that you look at it and you want to see more. There's really no bad elements. So part of the storytelling is leaving you wanting. So I agree. I mean, this is probably part of a series or part of a collection of images, and there's lots that you could do with this.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really well done, and it's very clear what the story is here. I don't have to guess at all.
Yeah, and it definitely fits into our category for this week, celebration. This is definitely a celebration.
It does. Steven could have changed the date. He could have gone in there and flipped that 6, and we wouldn't have known.
Come on. See, now you're promoting, manipulation of photos. Come on. No. But I would have changed it to 2020 and seen if anybody noticed it.
Oh yeah. 2021. Yeah.
Exactly. I was a time traveler, and I took the shot. Stephen Scharf, thank you, sir, and Happy New Year to you.
Yes. Good title, too. Jubilation.
Yep. Oh, I didn't even read that. Let me read this. He said, Jubilation, gene or genre, photojournalism, Simon Pagenaud, I think, and the Penske Chevrolet Racing Team celebrate Pagenaud winning the 2016 Sonoma Grand Prix prize and winning the Verizon IndyCar Series Championship for 2016. Shot this at Sonoma Raceway, which is just around the corner, September of 2016, with his Fujifilm X-T2 on an 18 to 55 millimeter f2 to 2.8 to f4. Cool
Nice,
beans, man. All right. Next up is Erik Pran Ski. Hey, Eric. Eric says, Happy New Year from ATX, Atlanta, for all you people that don't know. My son bought some fireworks, and we shot them off in front of our house on New Year's Eve. This is the grand finale. I hope you all had a great holiday celebrations. Cheers. Side note, what appears in the post is not the actual crop of the image that I submitted. If you click on the image in the post, at least on my computer, you see the actual crop of the image that I uploaded. See if it came out that way on your computer. He shot this with his A7R4 with a 21mm lens. Let's take a look at this. So, oh, I see. Yeah, so it did. So he's saying this crop that you see here is not the same as this crop when you click on the image.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. Mighty forces it into that that format.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
which should not be a problem on the new platform.
It will not be a problem. That was on my list of things that I wanted to make sure were not a problem on the new community.
Right. Well, being a photographic community, we catch those things, like, hey, those reds aren't the reds that I made in my image, or, so looking forward to that.
Mighty doesn't just compress. It is a sledgehammer wielded by Thor, right?
Yeah, very true. Very true.
So what do you think of the shot? I reading the caption, I thought this was, I get it that this is fireworks that you can buy and light off in the front of the house, but I thought this was a fireworks ceremony from, an actual real firework demonstration. It looked that big, but maybe it wasn't that big, or maybe they just do things big in the ATX. So I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I'm choking over here on my water.
You need to call Margie for the Heimlich or something?
I'm trying to be clever. Like, while you're talking, I'm going to have a little sip of water. I'm going to be ready, And
it went down the
No, they choke on it. Holy crap. Welcome to the real world. This is what happens.
Hey, this is radio.
Yeah. I love the image. My favorite thing in this whole image is those little purple streaks at the bottom. Mm-hmm. At the bottom half. I think it offsets that color really nicely. I feel that it's too tight, though. I think that fireworks need space
to grow into.
Yeah, or even tighter, and just do some things more abstract with just the center of the explosion. Right. So I'm kind of struggling with that. I love the fact that you can see the wind pushing some of the sparks away at the top. And I like the fact that the black is black, because this is at nighttime, and that's how it should be. And you shouldn't have to pull the exposure up or anything. So the exposure and the timing and stuff is handled really well. I just feel like the composition and, the spacing around the image could help a little bit and tell a better story. A little more space.
A little breathing room, because fireworks grow into their space by design. So
right.
It would be nice to see a little bit, but we don't know what was outside of that.
No.
Yeah. No. So. But cool shot. This definitely fits in with celebration, right?
Yeah. Really nice image. Yeah, I like it. It's very nice. Fireworks are fun. They're always really fun.
Yes, sir. All right. I have nothing to add to that. I think you hit it right on the head. I mean, fireworks in my head always want to be slightly oversaturated and peppered with a little clarity, just to make them sort of pop out of there. But, that's completely 110% subjective, as is most of photography. So, all right, Erik Pran Ski, thank you for that, and Happy New Year to you, sir. All right, next shot up is Mr. Lam. Lam comes in. He says, thousands of revelers find the street and compound, or fill the street, and compound outside the shopping mall to witness the fireworks display in the celebration of the beginning of the new year 2020. They were not blurred with cars. And motorcycles passing by. He shot this on his Nikon 1 J5 with the night mode with a Nikkor 10 to 30 millimeter at 10 millimeter. And he did his post-processing in Nikon Capture NXD. Let's take a look. All right. See, I like this shot. Lam is he's so great at capturing the little nuances that happen in his country. Right. And he just, every shot that he submits, it gives us a little tasty morsel of what it's like to be there. And it's funny when I look at his shots, the more that I've never been to China, but the more I get into, looking at his photos, the more I see similarities with what we do, here. It's basically the same thing. These carbon-based life forms tend to do the same stuff all over the planet. So, but you know what I did notice in this shot? I don't know if you picked it out. Did you see the minion? Did you find the minion in this shot?
I did. And I noticed that they're watching the fireworks.
Yes.
I noticed that. I did. I thought that was one of the things that I really enjoyed. Was I thought that was really cool that here you have, these characters just off in the distance. But for me, what I'm really attracted to is not even so much the fireworks. I love the composition of the building and the sign and the fireworks back there, the crane. It's kind of interesting. to have that crane aspect in there, because it's real world, right? It's showing that particular, place and time and space. But the revelers, as he put it, the people in the foreground, they've all got their phones up. They all want to capture that moment, except for the one dude in the center. Who not
doesn't watching? He's got his back to the fireworks.
He doesn't even see the fireworks. He's just like, whatever. I was here yesterday.
Yeah, and he's looking like he has a phone in his hand too. He's like, that those lights in the sky are too distracting from my conversation. Or he's watching videos of another firework demonstration somewhere.
Right. My only critique to this would be, as far as like an editing, is I would love it if you took out that red light underneath the building, right above the people. I feel like that's distracting enough that I would take that out. The rest of it I would leave.
Yeah.
But that would be the one thing. Other than that, all the other lights aren't distracting. But that one particular one, because it's right above the people and it's right below the building, and it just doesn't deserve that much attention.
Yeah, I agree. And it also feels like I was saying at the beginning of this shot, he put us in this situation, right? It feels like we're there. I can feel being crowded by these people, and everyone's excited, having a good time. These things are going off in the air. You can smell the smoke from the fireworks. Someone's probably cooking something. Some street vendor somewhere maybe cooking something. You can smell that. It puts you in the scene. I like it a lot. So cool.
Yeah, I wonder, was this like on a street, or is this like in a parking lot and those cars are parked and everybody's like walking through there? Or because there's headlights on the cars, so I'm wondering, like, are these guys trying to get through there? The car on the right, there's people sticking their heads out of the sunroof of the car.
I'm gonna guess it's on the street, because that light that you were complaining about is a traffic light. So.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm guessing that's a street.
There's so much story here. I dig it. There's just so much going on, and it's clearly a celebration. Clearly.
Yep. Good job, Lam. And wishing you a great year ahead, my friend.
Yeah. And you know what's cool about that one too is it doesn't matter what year it is. We don't have a date.
Yeah, that's true. Oh,
so it's timeless.
Yeah. Hey, Lam, did you actually shoot this in 2020? All right. We'll see this again at the end of the year or beginning of next year.
Yeah.
All right, next shot is from our friend from down under, Craig Stamfley. Craig, I hope you're doing okay down there with those fires. Be well, be safe, my friend.
Yes, definitely.
He says, quiet celebrations on the last day for the year. He shot this on his iPhone. Let's bring that. I know what you're going to say about this. I know exactly what I predict two things that you're going to say about this shot.
Okay, go ahead.
At least two things. Let's go there. I think you're going to say something about the. This is subjective, right? There's this is not right or wrong, but I think you're going to draw a circle around the processing and it feeling a little bit dark. So like it's a half a stop dark. That may be intentional by Craig. Who knows? And also, I think the tilt of the bottle is messing with your OCD. Even if it was tilted like that, I think it's messing with your OCD.
Well, okay, you're right on both accounts. I think the exposure should come up a little bit. The crop was what was getting me more than anything else. It's this could be centered, no problem. It works. There's a little heavy space on the right, could be a little bit less. But the tilt of the bottle, yes, my first inclination is that it needs to be fixed. However, I like the fact that it's tilted because it's floating in the pool. It's got its little pineapple cozy there or whatever, I like that. I'm okay with that. And so that's sort of like, yes. And initially I'm like, ooh, we got to fix that. But no, it's floating. It's casual. I dig it. I just would change the crop a little bit. I even love the treatment, sort of that old world muted. I like the cyan.
Yeah.
It just does feel a little bit flat because it's outside, and I can see the light on the rocks in the background.
Yeah, it's got that feel of the processing or the LUT or whatever you want to call it for this shot. It has the feel of one of those old sort of 80s or 70s even Hollywood movies. Like one of those gangster movies or something. Like I could see you know, some gangster hanging out by the pool dressed in white, you know.
Yeah. It's got a good vibe. It's got a good feel, and I like it. And I'm sure that Mighty is doing some damage. To the brightness and contrast going on in here. So I do dig this. This would be a great Corona commercial. And I love the fact that the bottle is turned even just so that we can't read it, you know, exactly, but we know what it is. Yeah. And I think that's part of the mystery.
Craig did that for copyright purposes, so, you know.
Probably. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, Corona, if you want your full logo in there, you need to contact Craig Stanfley and cut him a check.
So. Yeah.
So cool. All right, Craig Stanfley, Happy New Year, man. And I envy you with your low key New Year's Eve. So that's the way to do it. I think New Year's Eve celebrations lose their luster at around, I'm going to say around 30 or something. You know, you cross 30, 35-ish, you're like, you know what, hun, why don't we just stay home? Because, you know, overpriced drinks and drunk drivers and, you know, crowds and all this stuff, we could avoid all that and just stay home and ring it in together. I'll still be with the person I care about. So
yeah. For the cost of 2 drinks at a bar, I could buy a really nice bottle of wine and for a little more, a nice bottle of scotch or something, and then chill and
doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So.
Yep, if you want to drink, that's an easy way to do it. Or you do what Craig does: you float in your pool because it's warm in Australia during our New Year's. Yeah, and you have a Corona.
You know, the other side of that is, you know, I say it's easier to stay at home. You know, the other side of that coin is that's just something old people say. Because if you're younger, like, you know, you're like, you know what, I'm going out. I'm going to party. I'm going to have fun. You know, I'm going to cut it up and ring in the new year with a bang. Right.
I'm going to lose my phone and I'm going to spend all my money and
I'm going to have an accident. Somebody's going to keep my car.
My friends, because I don't want to go to that bar.
Exactly. Somebody's going to hit on my girl. It's going to ruin the night. You know.
Yeah. Let's go do that.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan. Oh man, yeah, whatever. It's the wisdom of getting older. So
yeah,
and the other part of getting older, as you know, because we're roughly the same age, is losing your eyesight. Because at a certain point, you're like, you know what, I can't really see a whole lot of things, so I'm okay, you know. So let's say as certain things degrade around you, you don't notice them. So
That's right.
All right, Craig Stanfley, Happy New Year, man. All right, and this was my little notice here. Last but not least is Mike Doran. Mike, I haven't seen Mike in forever in the TWiP community. I messaged him about that, and he said he's been out, you know, living life instead of being behind the computer, which is good. Mike says, I created this image using my Olympus EM1X with a Zuiko. I never could pronounce that word. What is that? Zuiko? Oh, look at that. Does it have the pronunciation in there? Oh, see, it's revealing my secret weapon, Grammarly. Do you use Grammarly?
I do.
Yeah,
I do. I didn't know it did that. I didn't know that it did what you're doing.
Oh, you didn't know that. You just knew it corrected stuff, right?
Yeah, I just knew it made me sound smarter.
Yeah. Look, he's got the Japanese word in there. 20 to 40 Pro handheld. He shot this at ISO 200 at a third of a second at f2.8. Let's take a look. Look at that. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
You know, we watched during Christmas time. We always watch all of our Christmas favorites, and The Christmas Story is always one of them. I see this, and I wish that leg lamp was in there. That would be so perfect.
Yeah. Well, when I look at this shot, I think a couple things. So it's a little bit on the dark side, but not egregiously so. That couch in there, I don't know if I want that couch in there. Like, if I see this thing, I want that Christmas tree to be the hero of this shot. And the couch kind of is kind of encroaching on my Christmas tree and the gifts underneath it. And then at the top, it's a little dark. Mostly, I think he's got a star up there, but Christmas trees, normally, there is a star. I can't tell. See, it's so dark, I can't tell if there's a star or not at the top. but it should have a little star up there, or maybe there should be some light at the top of the Christmas tree. Those are my, I think even if he cropped this a little bit differently, like panned over to the left a little bit, and the back of the couch was still in the shot, that wouldn't bother me. But it cropped like this with the tree off to the left a little bit, and that brings the couch in there as a supporting character, which it doesn't really need to be. So that's this is all about Christmas, not about couches.
Yeah, I mean, a good portion of that image is the couch and the lamp. So, I mean, if we cropped off the right side of that image, made it vertical, crop it off like right so the lamp is just out of the frame.
Yep.
I think you're going to get a stronger image, because then it's going to be about that Christmas tree. You'll still see the couch and you still see the presence under the tree. I like how that's lit down there. I don't mind that it's that dark. I think that's kind of nice that the rest, it's all lit by the tree, right?
Yeah.
The wall and the floor. So I'm okay with that. We could bring down the top and crop off the right, make the tree the hero, like you said, and I think we're golden.
Yeah. All right. And that's Mike Doran. Happy New Year, sir. Thank you. And participate in the community more, Mike. We miss you.
We do.
We miss you. Mike. We miss your shots. We miss your input in there. Come back home, Mike.
We miss everybody who's not participating in the community. We know you're there.
Oh yeah.
We know you're listening. We know you're lurking. Participate.
Yeah. Don't be shy. Don't be scared.
Yeah. We'll only make fun of
your year to participate.
We'll only make fun of you a little bit. It won't be bad.
No, we'll be gentle. We'll
be gentle. Yeah. We're always gentle.
Well, cool. All right. So that's the last one for this week. What do you think? What's your favorite shot out of all these shots?
Lambs. I wish I could pronounce his last name, but there's no vowel, so I don't know how to do that.
I know. I want to say whip, or I want to say whip. It's got to be whip, right?
Maybe he can send you an audio file or something so we can pronounce it correctly, so we can be respectful. But thank you, Lam. I dig that shot, though. I mean, that is cliche, not cliche, but it's definitely a celebration.
Yep. Yeah. No, he nailed it. He literally nailed it. So this is good. Good. I'm looking forward to seeing more of Lam's shots in 2020. All right. So Troy Miller, what do you got set for the beginning of the year? I know you're going to be in organizer mode for F64 Live.
Yep.
Any more purchases on the horizon? I know you bought a lot of stuff towards the end of 2019.
No more purchases. Holy cow. Unless Nikon comes out with a new mirrorless that I need. But other than that, no. Just staying focused on wedding season's coming up. So our 2020 is pretty much booked. Our 2021 is already booking. Yep. So it's, it's the wedding season is starting to ramp up for us anyway. Yeah. And then of course F64, that's a year-long endeavor. So
yeah. That's cool. That's good. Keep pressing forward. You should break into you crack open a brand new industry. You're doing wedding photography. You should start something like divorce photography. Because people have these celebrations when they get divorced and all that. You should offer that as part of your wedding package.
No.
A little asterisk. And should you get divorced, we'll offer you a 10% discount on our divorce photography.
Oh my gosh. Oh no.
No, you don't want to do that. That's horrible.
I'll let somebody else come up with that. That's fine. And then I'll just sit back in my retirement and be like, we talked about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I saw this thing. There's what is it called? Funeral photography. Do you know that?
Mm-hmm.
That seems like, yeah, I don't know if I could do that. I'm not a big fan of funerals, and then doing that post-processing would not be fun.
I've photographed, lots of things like that, and I have done some funerals and I have done some memorials, and it was actually pretty cool. I mean, it was very honoring to be there, and they wanted to remember everybody that was there, all the people that came in from out of town and everything. So it wasn't morbid. It was a celebration, and it was actually pretty cool. So I got to say, it's not a bad thing. So
okay, all right, yeah. Well, circle of life thing and all that stuff. So
yep.
Before we go, I got to show you a gift that my nephew gave me for Christmas. You want to see it?
I do. I always want to see.
All right, look at this.
Nice.
One of my favorite companies right there, SpaceX, Elon Musk. And look what's on the other side. He said he saw this on an episode of Star Talk with Neil deGrasse Tyson. But look what's on the other side.
Oh, is that Mars?
That is Mars, the red planet. And when you fill this up with a hot liquid, Mars terraforms. It gets an atmosphere. So this got to be the nerdiest gift, but it's my favorite gift. I'm like perfect. Using it every day. So go get this mug, awesome. People. I love this mug. It's perfect. This is a perfect mug.
That's amazing.
Cool. So I'm starting the year with this mug. So
I can't make mugs like that.
You cannot. I have a bunch of Troy Miller mugs. I have my Starbucks mug with the cork bottom, and I have a terraforming Mars mug now. So depending on my mood, I can pick the mug that suits the day.
Right.
So cool. All right, man. Well, thank you for pitching in with your nitpickery for this first critique of 2020. I got to get used to saying 2020. Here's a tip for you and everybody else. I was reading this. For 2020, try to make it a habit to write out 2020 whenever you write. Don't just write, whatever the date /20, because now someone can go behind you and add in whatever number they wanted to. So they can post date your checks or do whatever they want. If you just write the date and end it in 20, like we used to do with 19, because 19 you couldn't do it, but 20 you can. So protect
Good
yourself.
To know.
Protect yourself. Write out 2020. It takes an extra millisecond. Just do it.
Right.
Yeah. All right, man.
Or don't use checks.
Oh, what's the critique topic for next week? I think I put a suggestion in the text message I sent to you.
You did, and you were going to make it resolution.
Resolution, yep. Yeah, kind of playing. Yeah, this is like a continuance because we did holiday, we did celebration, and then resolution for New Year's resolutions.
But you know what photographers are going to think of when they hear resolution?
And it could be that. It could totally be fidelity of the image. It could be, whatever, however you want to interpret the word. That's what we always say. However you want to interpret the word resolution, whether it be something that you've committed yourself to doing that you're going to break in 3 months, or something to do with pixel counts or something.
Right. Yeah.
Feel free to submit it. So resolution is the topic for TWiP Pro critique number 96. That'll be 96.
Yeah.
All right. Well, cool, man. Well, thanks a lot. And I guess I'll talk to you next week.
You got it.
All right, man. Take care.
All right. Take care.
Peace. This is TWiP.